Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Quilts for Miles. So in this video I thought I would give you a tour of my sewing room. I sew in a single car garage that it is attached to our house, and then, as you can see, there isn't much room and I do fit a fair bit into this garage and into my space. I try and have it well organised and it suits my needs for the moment. So in these containers are fabrics and things that I'm collecting for certain projects or certain projects that I have already started. So they're in the works. In the very top container is all the fabric that I have stashed and that's ready to go into projects. So in this bottom container, I just haven't yet put it in the very bottom where you can see the other green and blue, but in that container it is my letters to Santa that Moda ran last year. So as you can see, I just have 20-litre containers that basically stores bits and pieces. This is a shelf I've got right next to my sewing machine, and it's got some leftover DVDs and just some bits and pieces. So in that basket is just bits and pieces of random stuff basically, and my buyer's tape set lives on a shelf as well. Also is leftover binding and also my binding clips. So that's my sewing machine and my sewing machine table and the way I've got it set up. So in the corner is my daughter's old PlayStation 4, which is what I use to watch Netflix, Stan, YouTube, whatever I'm listening to in my sewing room. So I sew on a Janome and it's a QDC 4120, and it was my mum's machine and I inherited it after she passed away. I love this machine. It is a fabulous machine. So as you can see, right next to me is my little TV, and I basically just listen to stuff from on that while I'm sewing. So in the drawers is different things, a variety of different things. So in the top drawer, as you can see, I've got my sewing machine needles, tape measures, sewing machine like screwdrivers and stuff like that. Walking foot, I've got some spare pins, my cleaning stuff from my sewing machine, all that, just bits and pieces that I do get to quite a lot. In the second drawer is where I keep all my sewing machine threads. So I've got my second rotary cutter, my machine quilting gloves, some spare eyes for my memory bears, and all my spare feet are in this drawer as well. And in this very last drawer is where I just keep my marking tools that I don't use a lot of, erasers, spare rotary cutter blades, spare hand needles, spare pins that I haven't opened yet, all that sort of stuff, my ironing instruction book, all that stuff. So this is my ironing board, and in these two baskets on the bottom of my ironing board have got spare batting, quilts that I'm selling on eBay, scrap fabrics, crumb fabrics, all that sort of stuff in the baskets of my ironing board. Sorry. This is a drawer set I've got just behind where I sew, and on the top I've got spare baskets that store, I don't know, projects that are being half done or something like that. I've got my distilled water for my iron and some spare pens and stuff like that, and also my freezer paper is also there, and spare rulers. So in this top drawer, I don't keep a lot now that I've got an office space in my room. I used to keep all my office space, but now it's just excess garbage bags, glue, that sort of stuff. The second drawer is where I keep all my posting stuff and plastic sleeves and that sort of stuff. Those white out things have got to move to the top drawer. And in this bottom drawer is where I keep my storage bags and my painter's tape, spare tape, and my air cleaning stuff. So this is my string bucket. So this is where I keep all my strings, and at the moment I've got the serpentine web stuff in there. So this is my bookshelf, and this is also right at the door, and this is where I keep all my patterns, my books, my notebooks, my starch, bits and pieces for certain projects, my colour catchers, all that sort of loose stuff is where I keep. All that is on this bookshelf. So this section is my notebooks and my pages, my telephone books, and then on the opposite side are all my patterns, so they're my loose patterns, my books, and that sort of stuff. What I'm showing you now is loose patterns I've printed or patterns I've bought, and I went to my local printing shop and got them just to spiral bound them into a book. So below you can see I do keep folders. I'm eventually getting rid of the folders and going to put them in those sort of book style. Just takes up less room, and it's just easy to find my stuff. Basically, I'm just getting too much stuff. So that's all the books I've got. I don't have many quilting books, but I use every single one of those books that I have on that shelf. So in this box I keep my triangles on roll, I keep my interfacing, and I keep my colour catchers. I don't have anywhere else to put this stuff right at this moment in time, so I've just got them in a box, in a 2-minute noodle box, and they just sit on my shelf and I know what's in there. In this little container is my brick house. This one is just spare half square triangles, and this one is for my crown quilt for when King Charles III got coronated. I'm doing a crown quilt to represent that. And this is my ribbon box. This is all my Christmas ribbon. I only have Christmas ribbon, and that's what I have in this roses container. So I do have a lounge in my sewing room that I do sit on, but at the moment, as you can see, it's jam-packed full of stuff I don't have any room to put. So it's my mum's crumbs for my mum's clothing, and some stuff that I'm hand sewing, and this quilt top I'm in the middle of piecing it together. So that's all the leftover crumbs for my mum's clothing that I'm making into borders. And that's all the memory bear stuff ready to make into memory bears. And that's a tray of crumbs that I'm making into borders, and they're the leftover. There's some hearts that I have to put the white inner border on still. So this is my cutting station. It's an old dining room table that we've put extra legs on to make it tall enough for me. And in those containers, baskets and crates, I keep a variety of different things. I keep my daughter's clothing that she's outgrown, black and white homespun, pre-cut squares, things I'm selling, and just other bits and pieces. This cutting station is right next to my sewing machine. So it's my sewing machine, right next to that is my cutting station, and then my ironing board, you'll see a bit later, it's in between. So this is the batting I use, and I get this batting by the roll, and I get it from Spotlight. It is 100% cotton, and I have 4 rolls of it at the moment. So as you can see, it is the Legacy, and it is a grab and go bolt. So it's basically just 9 yards of batting, and it's basically what it is you buy the whole bolt of fabric of batting. These baskets are Christmas, my tonal fabrics, like my white tonal fabrics, homespun, and my meterage fabrics. That's what I keep in these baskets on top of these DVDs, and that other little white basket on the second one is rulers. So you can see my clothes hoist is behind my design board, and this is my design wall. So my dad made it, and I've just then nailed batting over it. I'm not quite sure how big it measures, but it is a decent size, and it does me, and I do like having a design wall because I like to step away and just look at the quilt or the quilt blocks and just the colour and stuff like that. So this is a view from my sewing area coming in from the house into the garage, because as I said, it is attached, so I can walk from my lounge room into my garage. And so that's just another angle, another view from my sewing area and how I've got it set up if you're looking at it from the house. On the long wall, as you'll be able to see in a minute, I've got my sewing machine table, I've got my cutting table, and then in the middle I've got my ironing board. So when I'm at my sewing machine, I just turn and I can iron my seams and use my ironing board. And when I'm at my cutting table, if I need to use my iron, it's right there, and it's really all accessible and easy for me to use everything really quickly. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, can you please consider giving it a like and a subscribe to my YouTube channel? I really appreciate that. And thank you very much for watching, and until my next video, God bless and have a great day.